Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian from USA.Patriot.Cards coming with a video this Friday, getting ready for the end of the school year and the beginning of summer baseball and heat down here in Texas. And sort of had a couple days to reflect on the last Dallas show, which happened last weekend, and a couple things have transpired since then that have made me want to come out with a fairly stern warning to you guys. And that is that you got to collect what you love. You just have to. Period, point blank. There's no other way to slice it. If you're a collector and you're in this, you got to just go get what you love and let the chips fall where they may. Sometimes you're going to win some, sometimes you're not. But it's way easier to look at a collection that you love that might be down a little than look at something that you thought you were going to make money with and then realized that you weren't. This is my new stack of Lukas. Obviously, I love him. Being in Dallas and being a Mavericks fan, and then just the amazing player that he is. Easy for me to collect Luka. Sort of talked about that in my last video. If I lived in New Orleans, might not be such a big Luka guy, but I live in Dallas and I love the player. It's a perfect storm. Now, a lot of these I acquired over the past year and a half, 2 years. And so, people are starting to bring his big cards to market. Point being, the day after I acquired this, one hits eBay. It's at auction right now. So we'll see where that lands. There hasn't been a comp on this since April. It's already at 15K with, I think, 4+ days left. So it will be interesting to see where this lands. But I just have to kind of roll with what I did and be happy with it no matter what. I mean, I think I got a good value. I got this in 3K for the Mahomes. We'll see. The Mahomes, lasted 21-6. His stuff seems to be flat to a little down. We'll see if that heats up as football season keeps going. Again, I picked this one up. Now, this one hasn't had any new comps or had any new auctions, but there will be a day when it does. Let's see. Oh, this one. This one just auctioned last night at 17.4. And when I traded into it at a 23 comp, but I gave more like 26 in trade. And so you might think, well, damn, dude, that's huge. That's a bad L, right? Well, I go back and I start looking at what I gave, and I'll put it on the screen here. It's weird if you stay in cards when you're trading up. If you don't cash out, but you actually stay in cards, or if you don't purchase cards, you trade for them. Everything kind of moves the same. So whether this was at 23 or 17, the cards I gave, I would still make that trade today. I think the cards I gave here, I did the math last night, are up to about 17. So, you just, trading is a good way to kind of protect yourself. But sometimes you can't get cards just by trading. Sometimes you do have to throw in a little bit of cash. What else? Let's see. This one also. Picked it up at Dallas. The next day a comp came out. And this thing hasn't sold for months. And like I said in my video, I was over that comp. But this is a card. It's a Pop 39. It's going to go in my collection. And it's just going to stay there. I mean, it is what it is. If I wanted to collect Luka, it's not going to be easy, right? I made a commitment not to bring any more new money into my sports card collection in 2023. So whatever I was going to acquire had to be done by selling and or trading, and that's been something I've been able to do, and that's something I'm going to continue to take moving forward. It's a challenge, it's fun, but I like selling and trading just as much, if not more, than I like buying. I don't do much buying. Most of my stuff is trading, and you're either adding a little or taking a little back. But if you've built any kind of high-end collection over the past 2 years, whether or not your player has fallen like Luka or had a meteoric rise like Ohtani, I mean, it's been kind of a rocky ride. So kudos to anyone out there who's been still plugging through all of the the crazy inflation and then the deflation afterwards that's happened in our market. This card right here, I've talked about the trade. I made it about a year ago today. It's probably my worst trade ever. But here's the card. I still have it. So, we'll see how this shakes out. But I mean, if I were to cash out on this right now, I would, it would be a bad trade for me. That's another thing to consider. As long as you're still holding the cards, any loss or gain really isn't realized. It's on paper, but it's not really realized. So I still fully believe that Luka's going to be one of the best all-time basketball players in the history of the game. I hope he's going to stay here his whole career. I hope he's going to bring a couple championships to Dallas. And like I said in my last video, when you're collecting these guys, you've got to be aware of what the comps are to a degree. But you just got to go out and enjoy the cards, enjoy the players, read up. I read up about Luka almost every day. I read up on the Mavericks daily. Try to stay in touch with my team and my players, and enjoy having these cards, because that's what it's all about. And then when it's the off season and there's not a lot going on, you just kind of wait and be patient. And when he starts gearing it up in August for the Euro Worlds, I'm sure I'll be ready to watch him play some basketball. And then once the NBA season fires up, it's all go from there. So just collect what you love. I guess that's my main message today. Is there's going to be Josh and I talk about this. The card reaper will come for us all, every single one of us. Unless you're a flipper and you just take in and then move out, and you don't really have time to let something grow or let something fall, the card reaper will come for us all. The bad comp is going to come for us all. No matter how rare, no matter how nice, no matter how hot a player is, somebody out there has that card and wants to auction it. And that's when the card reaper comes. So it's just something we all have to deal with, get through, and eventually we'll find a floor here. I think Luka's finding his floor, but it's one thing to see a Blue Ice pop up and go to auction on eBay and be sitting at $15K, right? And it's another thing to like send $15K from one account into like eBay or whatever, basically to pay for that card. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So trading makes everything a little easier. Staying cardboard for cardboard, because when you got to step outside of that and pay real money for a card, it gets a little more daunting. And so even if this auction were to end at $15K today, I think I'd be pretty happy. Still a huge card, and I'm still happy to own it. So happy summer, happy Memorial Day. Yeah, happy Memorial Day. Remembering all the veterans out there that serve for our country. Appreciate that, and take care. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.